What do you see as the future of of the economy here in the United States? I mean, we were talking about there's a lot of changes, a lot of policy changes right now with the Biden administration. Do you think right now the economy is going to go through a rough time, or is it prime for us to find some sort of opportunity in this kind of market?
Yeah, opportunities, absolutely. But I think there's definitely, I mean, if we got to get it political or whatnot, I think politics tie into finance, but I think we're going to continue to see more and more tyrannical uh, aspects coming from our government. I mean, we're seeing that now, which is what the unthinkable happened with COVID and just what they've done to the entire world, locked them down. I mean, I'm not even comfortable getting on an airplane now to fly somewhere. I don't know if they're going to, arrest me when I get there and, put me in some government hotel because, whatever they just
About
flew
those
from another
COVID
country and there
passports.
was news that someone had COVID there, and here we go. I'm on an airplane and I was indirectly exposed. And I mean, who knows what can happen in this world? I mean, and it's crazy how we've gone down this rabbit hole now. And one thing that it's interesting how the elites, the government, what they do these things. As people become more dependent on the government, they make themselves more needed. The government becomes more needed, and that's why we're going to have things like universal basic income, and we're already seeing that with these stimulus checks. It's not called that, and it's not like this perpetual indefinite thing, but that's what they're starting to propose. And when people they get these checks from the government, it's instant gratification. It's not, they don't understand. I mean, I think a lot of people do understand. They know it's not sustainable, but in the moment they're like, all right, I'll take that check and go to Disney World, or whatever. I'll pay my rent with it, or it feels good to get this free money from the government. But they're not going to understand why they can't afford a house in 10 years. They don't have the same standard of living that their parents had, and why it's so expensive to do anything, because they literally are destroying the middle class in this country with the way that they're printing and spending money. And I think that's a trend. I mean, that's, what you're going to see is wealthy people own the majority of the houses. Like you're going to have to see lower home ownership because it's just going to be out of reach for the average person to own a home. It's going to be owned by hedge funds and, big money. And they're going to keep, it's just going to be out of reach. And there's countries like that where you just don't own homes because it's just too expensive. Everybody rents, and they're owned by the biggest money in the country. And that was not the case in the United States, but we're continuing to trend that direction. And so people have to be ready for that. And I don't think people are. People are still going to take the drug, the easy money, and the path of least resistance, because again, the long term deferred gratification is hard. It's an uphill road. The path of least resistance is easy, and it's now. It's what can I get? Well, that's why. Again, not to get too political on your channel, but that's why the left tends to just to be easy to align with, because they're so willing to give stuff out and open the borders, open this, open that. You're going to get money from us, and
Well,
that's why a lot of people align with that, without thinking about it. And it's an uphill battle to defer gratification and to build something sustainable over the long term.
thank you for joining me in this segment of the Free Mike Podcast. You can catch the full episode in Rumble, Minds.com, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. If you enjoy my content, please consider leaving a like, Rumble, or subscribe for future content.